Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. Tomorrow's transfers today is back for the summer of 2018. Straight in off the back of that FA Cup final. And I know we all want to forget about that, so I'm not going to dwell on that too much. We have got an action-packed first tomorrow's transfers today of the summer back for you. We are talking Darmian, Cancelo, Alderweireld, Andreas Pereira, Darmian and Fellaini, and Eric Bailly. That is what's on the cards for you guys today. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, you're liking, you're commenting and sharing. As you can see, at the moment it's saying in 0, out 0. That is obvious. We know that already. Michael Carrick he's going to retire. His contract's up soon, so we'll have to add him to those outs. But apart from that, nothing has been confirmed yet, but we could be close to 2 exits, just like the title says. So guys, we're going to be with you throughout the whole summer, but let's get stuck in right now to some of the transfer talk. First up, Darmian. Now this has been reported in Total Sport. Now thank you to Sport Witness. They've compiled all the rumours for us. Now Total Sport have had 2 stories on Matteo Darmian recently regarding his move to Juventus. Now it's apparently a move that could cost Juventus up to 15 million euros. 15 million, the pounds and the euros all worth the same kind of thing these days, isn't it, since Brexit and all that. So 15 million euros, 15 million pound, whatever you want to call it. And in those 2 stories, they're saying Matteo Darmian and Jose Mourinho are 2 that have never really, footballing wise, seen eye to eye. They're convinced the move's happening, 90% sure that it's going to be happening as well. And also, with the links between Manchester United and Alexandro, Juventus's left back, there could be a possibility of United selling Darmian to Juventus as a sweetener for any potential move for the Brazilian. But at the moment, Total Sport are pretty confident this is going to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Matteo Darmian leave Manchester United at all. Whilst at times he has been a very good defender, consistency has been his problem, and I think Manchester United should take the money, let him go. It will be a move that's probably best for both. We can replace him in the squad, and Darmian gets to move back to his home country for a very, very good side. And I have no doubts that Darmian will be a solid defender for Juventus. But I just think his move hasn't worked out here at Manchester United. I remember there were times when he had started, he got off to a flyer under Louis van Gaal, and then Alexis Sanchez turned him a new one whilst he was playing for Arsenal against United. And ever since then, he just has been inconsistent. And I think him leaving, it's not a bad move at all for himself or United, especially if we can get £15 million, which I think recoups most of what we spent on him. So yeah, that's the first of today's stories. You guys get your comments in the comments below. Most of you seem to agree that Matteo Darmian should be allowed to leave. Zane says we should try and get Alexandro in that deal. Red Devils fan says hopefully Darmian leaves. And swap Darmian for Sandro is another one. Says only Ben doesn't think Darmian's very good. And yeah, so Darmian is one that players seem to be happy with the fact that he could be fans seem to be happy with the fact that he could be leaving. So yes, guys, get your comments in. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well, subscribing and sharing. Anyway, moving on to another story that was shared in the MEN based on some report, some television show, Premium Sport. So how Cancelo, the Inter Milan left back, has been linked with a move to Manchester United. Now, these guys have gone with the Inter Milan financial fair play stuff because he has recently been quoted as saying, "Me staying at Inter Milan doesn't depend on me." So what he's saying is that the club will make that decision. But this, it said in the article somewhere, he's been linked with Manchester United a lot. Now, I don't know whether you guys probably pay more attention to transfer rumours. I can't remember this guy ever being linked with Manchester United. And it just seems like one of those things that has been used to create clicks. Put Manchester United next to someone's name, it gets those clicks. I mean, we're talking about it here right now. And that's exactly what they want. So we're moving right on from that one and to a story that we've got in the Star, which has been shared tonight by the Star, but it's been absolutely everywhere. And that's involving Toby Alderweireld of Tottenham. And the Daily Star are saying could join Manchester United. And they're basing it on a Belgian journalist who has spoken in a podcast and said that Manchester United have made phone calls regarding the move, and Spurs would be up for selling him. Now we've obviously seen Toby Alderweireld is fell out of favour. I think Pochettino would have liked him to stay, but he hasn't signed a contract. He hasn't agreed a new contract with Spurs, and I think they've looked to the future in playing Vertonghen and Sanchez. So Alderweireld could be available. There's links with them to the Ajax defender Delay. So 40 million to 50 million pound has been quoted and thrown around. No talk whether those phone calls were answered or United had to leave messages or anything like that. But regarding the Toby Alderweireld rumours, although there's nothing concrete yet and nothing to say that it's definitely happening, it is a move that would make sense, and it is a room that there's been murmurs about for a long time, and I would definitely be up for having Toby Alderweireld. I don't know why I nearly said Timothy Fosu-Mensah. There's not even a story about him today. Maybe he's just on my mind and we know we should bring him back. But as for that centre-half position, I think Toby Alderweireld would give us someone that ideally would slot in us alongside Bailly and become a solid centre-half partnership. But as has been happening recently, Bailly ain't been in the side and it's been really odd. Another odd decision by Jose Mourinho. So, yeah, Alderweireld being linked with United. He's not signed a contract yet at Spurs, and United could make a move for him. I would love Alderweireld at Manchester United. I definitely. Anyway, moving on to Andreas Pereira, and this one's based on a tweet from the man himself. Now, he said that thank you to Valencia, and now I'm returning to Manchester United. Now, I expect he'll be involved with Manchester United over the pre-season, if that's the case, because we know a lot of players will be out for the World Cup. He's not one of them. So we're likely to see a few younger players being involved with the pre-season tour squad. We've seen him being involved last season, and he opted to go for the move for Valencia, which Jose Mourinho didn't seem too happy with. And you're looking at Scott McTominay, who's got half the talent of Andreas Pereira, who got minutes this season, and Andreas Pereira could have been getting them for Manchester United. Is that a decision that will come back to haunt him? Who knows? But Andreas Pereira is saying he's returning, and he sounds like he's up for a fight of holding his spot at Manchester United. Jose Mourinho played him in a number of positions, the 6, the 8, and out wide on the pre-season tour. Interesting that he played him in like a Carrick-like role as well. I remember seeing him in Jose Mourinho's first ever game against Wigan, the friendly, and he played him in that position as well. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with him. Have I got much hope of seeing him in the United side in the future? No. But at the moment, you guys know how I'm feeling about things. So I hope I'm wrong about that one, and Andreas Pereira stakes a claim for his place at United, because he definitely has the talent. I haven't been watching him too much in Valencia. I know he's been in and out of the team and stuff. But yeah, Andreas Pereira is ready to come back to United and seemingly fight for his spot. Now onto a story that has been cranked up since the weekend when he was left out of the FA Cup final match day squad. Darmian and Fellaini to AC Milan. Now we're hearing obviously different kind of stories here and there, that he's told family members and friends that he's leaving, that he's not renewing his contract. He was left out of the match day squad, which kind of hints at that as well. An AC Milan sporting director has said he's definitely not staying at United, but we haven't yet agreed a deal with him. There's also been murmurs as well that the wages could provide a stumbling block for AC Milan in signing him. Gennaro Gattuso's come out and said that he wants to make the signing. And we've also heard links to Paris Saint-Germain, which is a strange one, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, and I think he'd smash it in the French league. The French league's a piece of piss. So that's an interesting one. Darmian and Fellaini, it looks like he's leaving Manchester United now. Now, what I'm not... Look, I think it's the right decision to let him go. I always look back to the fan cam we did with Paul when he said He described it best when he said he's an opportunity cost. And I think that's a great way to describe it. Look, I think Fellaini is a fantastic player for a plan B option when you stick him up top and you throw long balls into him, as we saw against Arsenal. Is he a player I want to see in the midfield like we saw against Sevilla? Hell no. And we see that far too often, which is why he gets a lot of criticism. I think it's the right thing to let him go. We've got younger players like Pereira who wants to come back into the squad. McTominay coming through, whether we see a long-term future for him in the first team, I don't know. But we've got players that will want to come back in and fight for a spot. We want to be strengthening in that area as well. And I think letting Fellaini go is the best thing to do. I think we could thank him for some very crucial goals, some big memories as well. And I don't agree with a lot of the personal abuse that he does get. But I think some of the criticism he gets about his football is just. And I don't mind him leaving the club. That's exactly how I look at it. Like we've seen some stuff about Jose Mourinho shutting down his Instagram account and all that because he's been getting personal abuse and his son's been getting abuse, and that's over the top, you get me? Like when I interviewed Fellaini, people said to me, "Oh, why are you interviewing Fellaini? You don't like him." I don't have a problem with Fellaini. I don't have no personal issues with him. I've never personally abused him. I've criticised him for performances and praised him for other performances. And I think he's given us some crucial goals, but best move to see him leave. So, yeah, I think if he does leave, it should happen. But that is also talk United will make one more offer to keep him at the club. So, who knows? We'll wait for further news on that. Bailly. Now, you guys already know what I've been saying. I've been saying, why the hell have we been playing Smalling and Jones when Bailly has been there? Bailly has been fit. Why hasn't he been in the team? Complete massive lack of judgment from Jose Mourinho. What the hell are you doing? Why would you weaken the team? His excuse was Smalling and Jones were playing for a World Cup. Mate, I don't give a shit. I want to see Manchester United's defence the strongest it can be. And with Eric Bailly, he's our best defender. Why isn't he in that team? Do you get me? It's daft. Especially with us having an FA Cup final coming up. And we've seen that. I think Smalling was okay in the final. Especially in the second half. But we've seen the mistake Jones made. We need Bailly in that team. What is Jose playing at? The Metro are saying Jose Mourinho is willing to sell him. Now, I wouldn't wipe my arse with the Metro. But it wouldn't surprise me. Jose Mourinho is seemingly being very destructive with some players. And we know he has that in his locker. And if he wants to be a long-term success at a club, he needs to change that. You don't know picking fights with your best players. You make decisions which are for the better of the team. And he doesn't make... Sometimes he makes decisions which aren't for the better of the team. Do you know what I'm saying? It's daft to me. Selling Bailly isn't for the benefit of the team. Whether Jose wants to make a statement and it's for his ego, that's another thing. But like, I used to joke about Martial FC, yeah. And people even now say, "Oh, Martial FC is embarrassing." And like, bruv, it's a fucking joke. Do you know what I mean? You think I really support a player more than a club? But also, to those guys, it's not Mourinho FC either. It's Manchester United FC, and decisions have to be made for the better of the club. And getting rid of our best players makes no sense. Anyway, guys, this has been tomorrow's transfers today. Thank you for watching. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, like our page on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you're liking, commenting and sharing as well. I have been Adam McCullough. You guys have been legends. Make sure you're liking, sharing and subscribing. And for now, I'm out of here.